in this video, I'm going to show you some very basic core exercises to do on your back lying down on the floor. This video is targeted for postnatal women from 6 weeks onwards postpartum and once you've had your checkup with your health advisor. These exercises are particularly important if you have separation of your abdominal muscles known as Diasasis Recti, or even if you're just not feeling anything in your core at all. You're going to come down onto the floor gently, so come from your side, rolling onto your back and have your knees bent up. Place your hands onto your lower abdomen and we're going to start with deep breathing. Now inhale, start to fill up your lungs and exhale out slowly. Inhale. And exhale out through your nose. Now this time, as you inhale, you're expanding into your belly, and exhale, start to draw up your pelvic floor muscles. So it's just a little bit of a feeling at the base of your body as if you're trying to stop your flow of pee. And again, inhale. And exhale, draw up your pelvic floor muscles. So you're not wanting to feel any tightness into your lower belly or any gripping sensation. It's very, very small. It's like a 10% contraction, which is just in your pelvic floor muscles. So again, go 2 more of these. And again. Now, going to keep that flow of breath. Inhale. As you exhale, draw up your pelvic floor muscles and start to lift your hips up off the floor, and you can take your hands down by the side of you. Inhale, lower your hips down. Exhale, lift up your hips and draw up your pelvic floor muscles. Inhale, lower your hips down equally to the floor. Exhale, lifting up, draw up through your pelvic floor muscles. Keep your ribs down. 1 more here. And exhale, drawing up. And then come back down, hips on the floor. Now take your hands onto your hip bones. We're going to work into some movement of your pelvis. So inhale, you've got a neutral spine right now. So there's a little feeling of a gap underneath your lower back. I want you now to tilt your pelvis under, so you're pressing your lower back down into the floor. Again, it's just about a 10% movement. So you're coming back to neutral spine position, and then tilt your pelvis under, so you should hardly be able to see this. So again, neutral spine, press your lower back down. You can also, as you're tilting your pelvis, think of drawing your pelvic floor muscles up as well. Now this time I want you to hold your pelvic tilt, keep your hands onto your hip bones, and you're going to gently lift one leg up at a time off the floor to a tabletop position, being really aware that you're maintaining this tilt in your pelvis. Move slowly, and actually the slower that you move, the better. You'll feel it more, you'll get more feedback into your body, and you'll just be recruiting those muscles that you want to target here, which is deep in your inner core. 1 more time each side. Try to really keep your pelvic tilt, press your lower back down, and then replace your foot down, come back to a neutral spine. Now you're going to keep a neutral spine position and just slowly extend one leg along the floor at a time and back in. It's also really good to have your hands on your hip bones, because you can feel if there's any difference, if there's any movement in your hips. Maybe you've got more stability on one side than the other, and it will just keep you grounded here into the floor and strong on both sides. If you want to make it a bit more challenging, you can add in an extension of your opposite arm away. So as you're doing this, think about keeping your ribs down, a connection from your ribs to your hips. Now, the next thing I want to show you is, again, hands on your hip bones, and just tilt one knee out to the side and back in, alternating sides, going really slowly. So this is challenging your abs to work, keeping stability in this whole midsection area. And then to move on from this, one more thing, you're going to tilt your knee out to the side and just slowly extend your leg out along the floor as if you're making a half circle, and then back in again. So you can go on one side circling around and back in, and then switch over sides. So for every exercise, I advise you to do between 5 and 10 of each of them. Try and do this every single day, but if you don't have the time, at least 4 times a week, and you will start to feel your strength coming back in your core.